Alright guys, I hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era, and today we're going to be doing a hero spotlight on KEL'GHUL, who has rapidly become my favorite hero to play with Necropolis. So we're going to go ahead and break down why today, and give you a little bit of a showcase of what he is capable of on the campaign map. So firstly, his tooltip, Dreadknights growth in your cities is increased by 2. Under his command, Dreadknights gain 1 speed, 1 initiative, and 20% HP. Their attack and defense is also increased by 1 for every 3 hero levels. And in the very rare occasion that your opponent is also going to be playing Dreadknights, they lose an equal amount of attack and defense. So this guy is just an absolute machine because his starting army, he starts with 2 to 3 Dreadknights, is able to clear the map, the early game map, with some of the basic camps, super effectively while taking minimal losses, which means you can invest your gold elsewhere. You get a stack of maybe skeleton archers, get some Dreadknights, and then you can spend the rest of your gold teching up, saving it for other options, and really enjoy yourself. So we're going to be jumping in right now. He does start with tactics and basic necromancy. Tactics is very good with Dreadknights and certainly lends itself to an aggressive style of play, leaning into the kennel, the hound units, as well as the grave robbers. So we're going to be showing you why he is the big pimp and having some fun. Alright guys, so here we are on the campaign map, and the first thing that we're going to be doing is showing you guys the build order that I think is most effective for this bad boy. Then from there, we're going to show you what he is capable of on the campaign map, and that should be about it. So firstly, out of the gates, I like to get the Crypt and Graves. So you're going to go here, you're going to construct this. This allows you to recruit 30 skeletons, because he doesn't start with skeletons like other heroes. Pretty much all of your juice is in the Dreadknights. But what you do is you get these skeletons, and you're going to want to go for these skeleton archers. Now, the reason why I like the archers with the Dreadknight, they can camp in the back. Usually the AI is going to go after the archers, allowing the Dreadknight to pick off the units as they advance. And it also is a more effective way for generating focus for the heroic strikes early on. And if you can actually get heroic strike early on KEL'GHUL, he becomes one of the best creepers in my opinion. So we're going to get these guys to archers and of course split them into stacks of 1 to troll the AI. And now for the build order. So what I start with, like I said, is the Crypt and Graves. Then I like to go for the Eternal Visage too. And depending on the map and the difficulty you're playing on, you can choose whether or not you want to go for daily gold or law points. I personally am a big advocate of law points, and the reason being is, sure, you might be a little bit down in gold in week 1, but you can just simply get resource riches to compensate for that. It's also going to give you ore and wood, which allows you to build your fortifications and other more advanced buildings very quickly. So I'm a big law enjoyer. You can also go into the tax collectors. I just simply think it's a better opening. So anyways, build order, Crypt and Graves, and then from there, Eternal Visage tier 2. You're going to go for law in my opinion. Then you can grab a bank. Once you've done this, you're going to segue over, get Fortifications 1, Fortifications 2. And the reason why you want to get Fortifications is because it increases your city dwellings production by 50%. This is huge, and the earlier you can get this in a campaign, the better. Obviously, on harder difficulties, you might have to make some sacrifices and maybe not rush this week 1, but if you can get it, dude, it is just the breadwinner. It is very good and has insane scaling as you go forward. So once you've done that, on the 5th day, you're going to go ahead and get your Kennel and then your Tomb of Warriors. So that is kind of the strategy. You want to rush into the Tomb of Warriors, get those Dreadknights coming from week 1. And that's really what's going to be carrying you through most of the early game here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and show you what this bad boy is capable of. So we're going to go just find some creeps around the map, and we have some gremlins over here. So obviously you can see some losses, but we will sit back and hopefully do it a little bit more effectively. So just hide him up in the corner. Spread out the low tier guys, doesn't matter too much. You can, put them as far back as possible sometimes is a good idea. And now we are on. So usually you want to wait out of the gates here, let these guys come up so you can karate chop them twice in a row. So we're just going to wait back here. They're going to wait also. So from here, we can just put some pressure on, one of the higher density mobs here. We're going to shoot, and you see how each of these shots is generating focus. Now, if we had gone with melee skeletons, that would not be happening. So now the AI is coming up, and we can get our karate chopping going. So you'll see we have the initiative. We get 2 attacks. So we're going to move in. We're going to karate chop you, boom, and we take a little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy. And then from here, we can go ahead and heroic strike you, because that's going to be the next one we're going to work on, and karate chops. And you see, we still haven't lost anything. 1 skeleton in the pits. Now we can put the firepower down here. This guy won't be able to really reach. So probably saturating in and just punishing this one that's a little bit closer is going to be a good idea. So we got the heroic strike building up, and outstanding. So they spit on the Dreadknight. That's fine. The units heal after the battle in this game, so not really that big of a deal. We're going to want to get some space over here. Probably use heroic strike because he might be able to get to our weaker skeleton. So we just boink you in the face. And he gets boinked. We lose 1 skeleton there. And so far, pretty freaking small losses, right? And for you, we could just wait and shoot and shoot. And then Big Pimpin' Dreadknight's just going to be coming in and finishing everything off here. So he's going to go there. And honestly, we probably could have done this sack with just the Dreadknights. It'd be a little bit cagier, but if you kite them around properly, use the terrain, you're going to be okay. So what do we lose, like 1 or 2 skeletons? Rather than, you know, what you saw before, which is a little bit worse. So effective creeping there. We're going to go ahead and grab our goodies. Yes and yes. Perfect, perfect. We have another camp down here, which is a difficult battle. We want to replenish our stacks here and be as effective as we can in the first week. So we're going to go down here. And no losses even at all, actually. So the auto-resolve for this guy is actually quite good also. So we go this. Advanced Necromancy is a really, really good one to rush, and I'll show you why. Because you get the new ability when you get to the next tier. So we can't see it quite yet. Restoring mana after battle, not relevant in the early game. Necromantic Energy Augment is good. It will allow you to use more Necromancy. And Grave Soil can also be very good as well when you're in your initial creep, because you get that 10% damage buff, right? All right, so that is it for week 1, or day 1. Now we're going to be going to day 2. So in day 2, we want to follow our guide here, get the Eternal Visage, and get the Law points going. You'll see we're a little bit dodgy on ore and wood, so we need to prioritize finding that. So we see this, we see some wood up here. I assume our wood camp is probably over this direction. So these guys are a little bit trickier because they respawn, but I guess the auto-resolve doesn't care. So KEL'GHUL, big pimpin', he does not mind. So Expert Necromancy is quite good because you get this new ability called Eternal Service, which in some of the harder battles, your Dreadknights are going to be suffering a bit. So when you get Eternal Service, it gives you a heal to use with your focus points. So we have that out of the gates, yes, yes. And then we have another difficult battle down here, leveling up a random skill. Gold Mine over here is a difficult battle too, but since we have the Dreadknight, we can probably take this. So it says we're going to lose some units. Let's see if we can mitigate those losses a little bit. We will be guaranteed getting shot once. You want to get him away from terrain so he has a direct charge there. And here we go. So obviously we got to wait here. They're going to shoot our Skeletors, you know, just pure pain. And we probably want to soften you up so the Dreadknights can one-shot you before they move on. And if we can build up enough focus, we can also resurrect some of our fallen skeletons, which is going to be the idea. So we're going to kind of ping-pong over right now. Let's do a little bit of this. Yeah, you're cooked. And then we want to look at the priority and see who's going to be going here. And yeah, if we can bait those guys back, that's also quite good. The Dreadknights are very tanky, so they're good. So now we can use Eternal Service, and this is why this is a good ability. So we resurrect, boom, we're back up to full health. Very integral part of the build. And you're going to roll Master Necromancy pretty consistently, so the Dreadknight will get to swing before the Archer gets to go again. So now we just need to butter up these advancing units. Shoot them a couple times here, here, and here. And outstanding. So now we head down here. We karate chop you. Good night, sweet prince. We're going to lose one Skeletor. This guy will... he'll get close-ish, but we can hit you, shoot you there, and let's generate some more of that focus. And you can see, like, if we just had a Dreadknight, having that Eternal Service to just kite things around, generate focus, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff we can do with that. So we're going to go there. He's going to get to go. He'll try and boink a skeleton, and now we shoot you. So, yeah, we actually only lose, I think, one skeleton, all things said and done. So effective stuff. And now we grab all that, and it looks like there might be a little bit of a lumber mill over there. Nope, doesn't look like it. So usually it's on the road, but we will continue exploring. So this is now the next day. So we're going to get our bank, because the Dreadknights are not cheap. And if you're playing on a harder difficulty, you're going to want, you know, to have that income. So there's lumber mill there. We have some archers, which it says is an impossible battle. Now, if we do that battle, we would lose most likely like a large portion of our skeleton archers. So we're going to kind of abstain from that for now. Lethal battle guarding our lumber mill here, actually. No, that's actually a village. I was going to say it looks very similar to the lumber mill. So let's keep heading down the road, see what we can find. We're going to creep, and yeah, we can also just grab the errant wood here. As long as we have enough to get all of our week 1 buildings, it's not the end of the world if we don't find the lumber mill. All right, so this is a difficult battle. So we're going to go fight this, and boom. Good auto-resolve with this bad boy, right? It's very, very forgiving, especially for faster games. Offense is very good with him. Very, very strong, because you're going to want to be getting a lot of those alpha strikes here. So spells cost less mana, defense. Probably just going for the defense trinket is going to be adequate for now. And we do see some cool armor over there. The Herbomancers, we would not be strong enough to take that on, that is for sure. And now we're going to go to the next week. All right, so next week is upon us, and now the next instruction here is going to be the fortifications. And you can choose depending on what you like. Traps are okay. When this is probably the best one when the city is attacked. Stack of tier 1 creatures joins your side. In the late game, it's crazy good. It's crazy, crazy good. And you'll notice that we're a little bit richer, right? Like a lot of builds, you're going to be buying early units, but we don't need much. Just with the Dread Pimp, we can just kind of creep around and live our best life here. So we can go and boink these guys. It's a normal battle. No losses taken. And basic heroic combat is quite good since we're generating a lot of focus. Granted, you have to evaluate if you're going to have enough for the Eternal Fortitude and for that. In this case, probably just going to go for advanced offense. Battle March gives us focus points, and friendly creatures get +2 for each of their morale. Bit of a tricky choice here. Friendly creatures generate +1 focus per attack. That's actually really good, and luck is decent with us. Not terrible. So we need to see what we're missing. We're going to go ahead and get some of the ore, and then we can come up and try some of these harder camps here. So we're going to go get some of those. And we do have the riches. We don't need to use it yet. We'll use it as we need it. And if we don't need it at all, then we just save the law points, right? And we're chilling there. All right, so normal battle here, normal battle here. The archers I like to avoid early on because you can see we're building our skeleton numbers. This is the breakpoint on this map, which we can actually do pretty easily in week 2 with this build. So from here, looking for easy opportunities. The learning stones, we already visited that one. We have not visited this one. This is a bit of a, no, that camp's still pretty difficult too. Herbomancer Pimp is pretty damn strong, and that village, that's a lethal battle. That one's a little bit too strong for us. They have too many units. So what I'm going to do is come start creeping up this way. We will go here. We're going to build the next thing on the docket, which is going to be Fortifications Tier 2. And for here, towers automatically attack enemies in 2 hexes. Durability to defensive structures can definitely be very troll. Granted, we are running a melee build, but yeah, either one of these is fine. You just go for that, and you're going to be good. Law points, we can invest in tax collectors if we want to, so we'll just kind of slap a point in there. The idea is to get law and rush down Elite Dreadknights. It's pretty insane. When you get Elite Dreadknights, your build really pops off. All right, so next up on the docket, we're going to be taking a camp which says it is impossible, but with proper scheming, it might be a doable one for us. So we're going to go here, continue the build. You can't quite get Fortifications Tier 3 without cutting the bank. I like to keep the bank, and this is also very stone intensive, so sometimes you can't reach it anyway. So you need to keep stone available for the Tome of Warriors. So we're going to get the doggies, but we don't need to buy them or anything. And now we're going to go try and do this fight. And you can see casualties, but no Dreadknight losses. All pretty acceptable losses, but we'll fight this ourselves. So we're going to put you over here, keep the big stack in the corner, and you can even do something like this, like stack the box around. It depends on the creep camp you're fighting, right? And we'll keep these guys down here as bait, basically. All right. So first things first, we're going to wait. They're going to wait too, and the laser beams of the gods coming in. These are the ranged ones, so they're a little bit nasty. We probably just focus on... This guy's going to move up, and then we'll soften him up so the Dread Knight can one-shot him. Oh, we got a big damage right there. All right, we're just going to keep buttering this guy up then. Wow, we got some serious damage there. And I think we're going to save up for the Immortal Fortitude. The generating the double focus points is crazy strong, by the way. So now we can jump over here and get you, right? And then we are going to go over here and slap you in the face. And then they're going to Alpha Strike our Skeleton Pocket in the back. Oh, I misplaced it. I thought this was the one in the corner. Oh, no. It's okay. You guys got the idea, though. This was supposed to be the 42 stack, but we'll be able to use the Fortitude to resurrect them. So we need to go here, shut down both their shooting pieces. And hey, look, he's got some hands, though. Yeah, I guess in a way it's kind of worked out there. So the Dread Pimp, he's not taking much damage. We could swing here and do a little bit of a DPS also. And yeah, why not? He's got enough models. And we're going to be using the Immortal Fortitude here. So we're going to go ahead and raise the dead there. So back up to full capacity. God, it's so smooth, man. It's so freaking smooth. Don't need to worry too much about these guys. We'll just keep working on you. Now, Dread Pimp is going to go ahead and use the sword to finish this one, and then he's going to finish these guys off too. Shut down all the shooting, and we're going to have Immortal Fortitude. So we kind of want to delay this a little bit to see if we can get that Immortal Fortitude going again. Shoot you with an arrow, and we're going to be able to get it in 2 turns. So yeah, we want to be extra cagey with this. Although, he might get caught in the retell. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to park next to this guy instead of killing him and allowing me to get the Immortal Fortitude, which is going to... Oh, we missed it. Yeah, the retell's got us. Well, anyways, you guys more or less get the idea, right? So there, if we had this guy in the corner, it wouldn't have been a problem. We would have taken minimal losses. But still, that's a fight that would be perceivably kind of difficult. We're also going to raise some dead out of that too. So we're going to grab this, and this. Great, we got all those goodies, and yeah, we are about ready to go with our next week. Let's grab the Experience Shrine. Expert Offense, friendly creatures deal 50% damage to summon units, and Shadow Blades is not a bad one either. Pretty basic stuff, yeah. So we'll grab that. We're gonna go up here. In this situation, we probably are okay on gold based on how the spawn has been for us, and we're gonna start heading back to our capital city to get ready for our break, and we can do the riches, and yeah, should be all right. Cool, so the next week is upon us. We can grab this. We cannot grab that coin. This fight is probably a little bit too hard with those guys being upgraded and with some of the losses we took. Yeah, we do have a normal battle here, but I would like to be able to get back to our base to keep that Dread Knight momentum, because then we come down here and cleave both of these. It's a big part of this game. And again, I'm not like great at this game. You know, we're just kind of learning ourselves, but We're going to go here and build the Tomb of Warriors. Very nice. And now we're going to go to the next week. So at the beginning of the next week, first things first, you can get the upgraded guys if you have the economy for it. It's not terrible, but see how many Dreadknights we just got? Oh, we got 12 now. It's a freaking insane power spike. But check this out. We don't need to spend money on any of these other creatures. Like, this army is very, very self-sufficient. So now we're going to get these archers in here. We got a stack of 77. And if we have the money, we don't really have enough to do all of that. I recommend just getting a Mage's Guild, you know, out of the gates. Because then at least you're going to have some magic, and you want to be effective with your magic economy. Spells that are really synergistic here. Yeah, it's not a bad one. And Large Shadow is good on him. And we have some other ones we can mess with. No Blink, unfortunately. Energize isn't bad for some of our combos. So now we have the means to just cleave through, like burn through the witches and slam through the ditches and all that. You'll destroy them, take no casualties, and then this is going to be a normal battle. A little bit tricky. We do lose some Skeletors. Let's see if we can actually prevent that. So you want to put your big stack in the middle, obviously. First thing you want to lock down are the Bloated Arbitrators. These guys are machines. They hit really, really hard. So we're going to go for that. And then we want to get the Lich next. So we got the Lich. We're going to park you right here. And then we can start generating some focus from you. That double focus generation is actually quite good. Yeah, they go after that. The Eternal Fortitude should be ready. Yeah, so let's do that. We creep there. We wait. We shoot, shoot, shoot. And then we can let him shoot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use the Fortitude to resurrect our homie. So he's going to go in. He didn't actually do it. That's fine. We'll resurrect you guys. And then we shoot there. And from here, the Dread Knight's going to be able to polish things off. So we lose one dude, right? It's just such a buttery playstyle. Now, defense is also very good here. So we can index into defense if we want to. And we're going to go here, do another easy battle. We can probably take less losses there, although we might have to eat it. With range units, sometimes you just get punched in the dong, you know? And I could probably also be leveling up tactics so I could reach these guys on turn 1. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Now, anything to really help with this? Don't think so. So Dread Pimp is going to go. He's just going to wait. And yep, they shoot us there. We can put a little bit of hurt down on you. So the Dread Knight can just one-shot it, and then we will do that. That just need to get enough for the Immortal Fortitude to resurrect the Skeletors, right? So now we're going to go here. They have parry, which is good, but not enough to kill us. And unfortunately, we could use Energize, actually. So we'll use Energize, Energize. And we're going to resurrect the Skeletons, so mitigate losses. And then we're going to come down here. No losses whatsoever, right? Just smooth as butter. Then we can go here. This is a tricky one. We're going to lose a lot of Skeletons here, but it's worth it in the scope of things because this is a Dread Knight spawn. So we want to fight this and see if we can mitigate the losses. The Hounds are very quick. They are going to close the distance incredibly fast. So you are going to be first. So we'll bring you over and boink. We'll probably save the magic for Energize. Yeah, we lose our 1 stacks. That's fine. That's literally what they're there for. And then you should be able to pop one in the face. Who's next here? This guy. Can we kill 13? We can't. Great. So we take away his action economy. Get between these two guys. Get between a dog and their bone. And we just need to probably use Energize here to try and get to the Immortal Resurrection. Because now they go for the dogs. Who let the dogs out? Apparently I did this time around. And we can resurrect you guys. So get you back up to 19. Finish you guys off. And then from here, we're going to lose some Skeletons. I don't think there's a whole lot we can do about that. But let's just go in here and boink you. So yeah, small losses, honestly, all things considered. And then you can finish the job here. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So yeah, we lost like, what? A couple Skellies, not bad. And then we get 4 more Dread Knights. So at this point, you're kind of just, you know, steamrolling. You're going to be able to even break out. Like this early break here would be casualties, but with 16 Dread Knights, like you're going to be able to break through. Here, you can do a couple different things. The damage over time thing, not really relevant for our build. Luck is quite good. Luck has some synergies, and if you can get luck, it will synergize even further with the ability we have here. Where the hell is it? The one that gives us focus points. So yeah, obviously the build is going to be random because you're going to get random skills, but that's kind of the general idea, guys. You get the big Dread Pimps. Now I have a scary stack. I can even do some of these more difficult battles, go for the Pandora's Box, and yeah, let's just show you guys what the break might look like here. So we will pass turn. And well, yeah, what's great, like we have so much money being saved. Not having to recruit any of these other units. We can continue teching here. We can get a treasury. You're going to want to get like the Eternal Visage, the treasury, and probably the fortifications. And then when you go back to your town on week 3, you can get the upgraded Dread Knights. And then you're going to be able to clear the map like very, very easily, right? Do some more law points here. And we can go down and clear this out. And you can see we lose 1 Dread Knight in the battle, right? It's just like, it's so smooth. So we'll put Homie up here, put U77 in the corner, and we will do it properly this time around, I promise you. Okay, so cool and cool. All right, and yeah, we just wait. So we're gonna wait. They're gonna animate teleport up on us, and we should be able to boink them pretty good. Now, the gremlins here, yeah, we have some stuff we want to soften up. They're very squishy. These guys will take 5 years to get here, so we're gonna see if we could just soften you up to be a one-shot. Generate our focus points. Yes, yes, yes. Here he comes, here he comes. Now, Dread Pimp can go and pretty much one-shot any of these guys, including the 50 stack. So we'll just do that. So we're gonna get you, and then we will, and then we can probably just boink you guys, because they're most likely going to jump on the Dread Pimp, at which point we just resurrect using the Immortal Fortitude. Yeah, so one Dread Pimp goes down. Then we resurrect you guys. Oh, it's so good. Shoot here. So, like, if I was playing on ladder, like, you know, playing the competitive, you know, queue that's going to be in this game, this would 100% be the build I use. Like, it's just so effective. Now, it might not have as good scaling as like some magic heroes do in the late game, but the early game efficiency, look at that. Just our break is so easy. And then we can get advanced tactics. I should have gotten advanced tactics earlier. And yeah, focus whenever we use a spell isn't bad for our resurrection synergy. And then we just kind of maraud onto the map and do whatever. And like most of the fights are going to be pretty easy from here. We could just like auto them and get our second town very quickly. You guys get the idea. Anyways, thank you for watching. I know there was some, you know, haggard misplays here and there, but we're just kind of illustrating a general point of how effective this character is. And there's a couple ways you can build him, but the build order out of the gates is really good, I think. And then the Dread Knight, just momentum and waiting with the Dread Knight, using the Skeleton Archers to generate focus, getting advanced necromancy early on, or expert to get the eternal servitude or whatever the hell it's called. It's very, very strong. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining. Hopefully you enjoyed this hero breakdown, and we'll see you on the other side.